Subreddit review. Alright, so I've been part of Reddit for a little over a year now, and for those who don't use it, essentially it's a site that hosts smaller boards called a subreddit. These people that are on these, they post images, text, relating to whatever subject the subreddit is about. This can be like sports, movies, anime, stapling bread to trees. But one thing I see in common with every subreddit is all they can do is complain about the subreddit. So I'm going to start a series reviewing subreddits. I'll look at origins, current issues, and review the content. And for this first video, I will be looking at r/cringetopia. It's over 600k followers, and it's been up since 2018. The sub was created after the fall of cringe anarchy. The place posts cringe stuff with a lot less of the limitations that come with like r/cringe, which is the biggest subreddit. So first I'm going to be looking at the top post. So the top posts are, what's been upvoted or, liked, whatever you want to use the most. The top posts of all time are mostly just some quality cringe mixed in with a few political posts, like depending on if you agree or disagree with the politics, you might find it cringy or not cringy, which can be seen in like the comments, usually in the controversial parts. Along with that are some jokes about the cringetopia mods. It seems that every once in a while there's images of cringy people. It's like image of cringetopia mods being depicted. That's basically top. Controversial posts. So I've been looking over some of the controversial posts. There's been a lot of like blatant satire usually in there. Like the sub's supposed to be for cringe, but the blatant satire there, it still gets upvoted, which it's pointed out in the comments. Along with that, political posts, most of them are pretty divisive, so some of them make it up there, but a lot of them are just downvoted and controversial. And when it comes to commenting on the LGBTQ community on Reddit, there's a lot of comments like saying OP is X because doesn't like group of person. But that's generally the controversial section from what I've seen. A lot of the current drama going on is about the satire being upvoted as cringe. It's annoying for viewers. Most can tell, but they still make it to hot, which, to sort of help resolve this, the mods put in a feature where you can say in the comments whether it's cringe, satire, or meta. But even when it's marked as satire, it's just marked as satire. It isn't put down. It's just like, oh, here's a satire post if you didn't get the satire. Along with that, some people seem to be concerned that the posts about cringe or whatever are legitimately, hate whoever's being depicted, such as LGBTQ or whatever other group that might be put there. And personally, for me, I'm fine with most jokes if I find it cringy and whatever like that. I won't report it unless OP directly calls to violence, because that's hate speech. But Reddit seems to be a bit more liberal with that. And so I've had some direct contact with this. I made a post and it was this LGBTQ sign that I thought was a bit cringy, and there are a few people saying that OP does not like the gays. Just okay, jeez, calm down. But I get the concern, definitely, because as mentioned in the beginning of the video, the Cringetopia was created after a different type of sub, similar to it, cringe anarchy, which Cringetopia and cringe anarchy were pretty similar. They're basically alternates to r/cringe, which has become a bit more, a lot more restrictive. They're saying whether or not you can post stuff, and the rules seem kind of strict, and the mods were kind of, Reddit mods. And so I can get the concern of, you know, blatantly hateful things being put on that aren't cringe, because like that's when that happened a lot in Cringe Anarchy. That's how the sub was eventually deleted by the admins. So yeah. Alright, so for rating is like my overall, you know, thoughts on the subreddit. Just gonna be rating everything from 1 to 10, 1 being lowest, 10 being highest. And so the way I'm gonna rate it, I'm gonna be using the cuck system, which is gonna be comments, users, consistency, and content. And so yeah, comments. Usually they're pretty tame, just expressing, let's say they saw cringe and noticed it was cringe. Downvoted comments are usually just similar, but like just really more aggressively, which people are like, yeah, just downvoted. So, and as for users, pretty sane with like comments, you know, except for, you know, those that are expressing outrage against satire and whether or not they agreed it was cringe. So like rarely will I see a comment that adds a joke or so, but I mean they're usually pretty well thought out if there's a joke on there. So for both comments and users, I'm gonna give them a 7 out of 10. Consistency is you know, how consistent the content is, and it's, you know, it's pretty consistent, brings some cringe and some unique cringe sometimes, you know, and after a while, you know, less of the cringe stands out because you get an idea of what's going to be there, like, oh, embarrassing tweet, weird product, weird looking person, you know, it's less, you know, varied after a while, after being part of the subreddit for a bit. Lastly, for the content, so this one, like on one hand it gives cringe, and on the other there's like more satire posts than ever, and I'm not quite sure everybody on there knows what cringe is. For consistency and content, I'm gonna have to give like a 6 out of 10 for both of them, you know, they're just a bit off, and that leaves my final rating of r/cringetopia at a 6 out of 10. So dislike the video if you disliked it, and I'd like to hear what subreddits you'd like me to review in the future. Till next time, it's been Almost Anarchy here.